Rollie stream's okay. Are we using it to its fullest? Probably not, but we can. We're now streaming. It lets us. We can do when we do premieres. We can do 30-minute video and stream that, which is half of the other one. But we're live now. So are we live? Just let me make sure we should be
Well, I
live.
just got a message, so that's possible.
So we are live, believe me. So anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We're just having fun with technology. I'm here with the beautiful and amazing Gigetto,
Yeah.
otherwise known as Rollie, who is our newest host. And I am so excited, so very excited. Whilst we're doing technology, everything is on go slow. And I'm just raving because I want to make sure that we're live. Yes, we are live. And I just need to do one last thing to make sure that we're live in all our other places that we want to go live in, including our wonderful Facebook group and our other page. And we're live there. Yes, we want to post that. And we're live there and we want to post that. Okay, now we're there. Okay, we can start again. Take two. What is the technology early in the morning? So, welcome to exciting times. I have the honor of speaking to this beautiful woman who's right on the other side of the world, who's bringing a brand new tribe to Sacred You, and this is exciting. So, welcome. You gotta welcome. Tell us about your beautiful self and then this amazing tribe.
So Gigado Migwin Kwe means talking feather woman. So Gigado is talking, Migwin is feather, and Kwe is woman. And so I'm also, as Sophia said, I'm also known as Rollie, as my earth name. And so I was gifted my spirit name several years ago by an elder, and now I embody it. I embody that whole being of being this talking feather woman, and really connecting with being able to share the things that I've learned over the years and the teachings that I continue to receive, and use a whole wealth of things into my practices, my own personal practices that I now share with others. And so some of it comes with some indigenous training and teachings, as well as all of my other teachings and trainings. And so I am a crystal Reiki master. I have worked in mental health and addictions for many, many moons. And so I work primarily with women who struggle with anxiety, and I use the combination of crystals and moon medicine from the astrological perspective, as well as like the full moon teachings. And so I like just bring it all together into this beautiful package of what is needed. And so like I refer to it as moon medicine. And so I don't know that there's an actual practical name, or like there's any teaching specific to that particular name. I know that moon medicine is used in different contexts. And for me, for moon medicine, for me, is about combining everything that I can bring into those practices. So through my practice in the social services world, was being able to teach meditation, as well as working on mindset and working on all these things that we have like now. So now we see them in like so many other groups and categories, but they're all part of that social that social practice that I've used since graduating back in 2001. And so being able to bring in that spiritual aspect, in being able to connect to that higher being and higher self. And so it was something that it was really important to me, and it was something that I was lacking for myself. And so, which is one of the things that made me going out and searching and finding those different methods. And so then I bring in all those different things, like what essential oil can I be using, and and what's going on with the lunar cycle or the astrological placements, and how are all of these things being impacted. And so earlier this week we had a conversation about like how some people are really struggling with like how much sleep that they're getting, and like they just seem to be like their mind is racing. And especially because I work with people with anxiety, their mind is already chattering on a regular basis to begin with. And so right now it's like tenfold. And so then when we look at the atmospheric kind of energy that's going on, we were just talking about still being in Mercury retrograde, which we're starting to move out of, it's almost done. But we also just had the new moon in Aries, which is always full of energy when you're coming into the Aries energy, because it's all fiery, action taking kind of energy. But we also had a solar eclipse, which is also another big, huge energetic transition. But we've also had Neptune that has moved into Aries for the first time in 165 years, which is all like this huge wealth of things that are happening in this particular section, in this particular area of what it is that's going on. And so it's about Moon Medicine Circles is about being able to take some of the things that are going on energetically and breaking them down into like, how can I slow things down? How can I slow my mind down? Some of it is as simple as, sometimes it's as simple as just focusing in on our breath and just slowing down that way. Sometimes it's ways of being able to like clear our mind. And so although I'll have an idea of what is going to happen, like I have a plan for the year as to how what we're going to be talking about, but basically our sessions are going to be happening with whatever energy that comes into the room. So if we come into the room and the focus is more about like being taking action and being more physical in this time of rest, it's like, how can we do that and create that balance and figure those kinds of things out? And then but we also have our own energy that's coming forward. So when I'm in Pisces energy, for example, I really struggle because I'm a full-on fire sign and struggle with being in that slow energy of being in Pisces. And so like our moon circles are going to vary based on who's coming into the circle, what's going on during the time, those kinds of things. And one of the things that I did, because our drive is up on the Sacred Use site, is that I actually posted today. I started on April 1st, a daily practice of really kind of looking at what's going on internally, and I call it Moon's Mirror. And so I'm actually sharing that in our circle of like what is happening with the moon. And so like every day, so long as I don't miss a day, I will try and make sure that they're scheduled so that they actually post. And so then you can actually have an idea of like, where can you reflect today? Or if you want to do it like once a week, going back and kind of shifting and looking at the whole week and saying, okay, where do I want to go, and what questions do I want to answer? Where do I want to kind of look within to be able to share and to share in that shift energetically that's happening, whether we want it to happen or not. The shifts are happening, and we just need to figure out how to make them work for us. And we had a beautiful conversation yesterday about how when we make a shift, things start to happen when we make that positive shift of where we need to go. And so I loved that conversation with one of our beautiful souls that shared that yesterday in one of our chats. And so I love that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm really excited about this because, we all, as a generalization, a lot of us, especially women, but also men too, but especially because I think we're made up of so much water, we're so affected by what's happening out there, but we don't even know it. A lot of people don't even know it, don't even know what's going on. And why are we being, all emotional or whatever? And they do say, full moons do tend to send a few people crazy, which I totally believe and totally experience. So I'm really looking forward to this because it's going to help, from what I understand, is to help us understand why we get, or maybe not why, but how we get affected and what we can do about it.
Well, and one of the things that I remind people a lot, that people don't necessarily put into thought, is that um, the moon affects our tides. So, like, it is strong enough to move water on the tides. How is it not affecting us when we are made up of so much water? And you're talking about men and women. So, yes, I focus specifically on women, but men, and I do have some people that are men in that participate with us as well, but very few, because it tends to be that emotional connection within our own selves of like our own sacral chakra and being able to connect. So there's another one of those tools that I bring into practice, is even working with the chakras. Like, so it all comes in and combines with the different things that we do, bringing forward into that energy of how do we move forward, and helping to understand a little bit about why we struggle. And so I've noticed that there's been a huge, I personally, like, obviously I don't have any scientific proof, but I've seen so much increase in anxiety in women and children that has been like over the last 5 years. It's been incredible to see. And I've been in the mental health field for a long time. And so seeing it in the last 5 years of how much that things have shifted and how much increased in anxiety that we've had, it has been, it's been huge of that shift. But there's lots of shifts that are going on from an astrological perspective that affects us that we don't realize. So until I was like checking to see, okay, well, what's happening? And it's like, oh, Neptune's moving into Aries. Oh, look at that. Neptune's moving into Aries. It hasn't done that for like 165 years. Because then I was kind of checking back to see, it's like, well, what does that mean? And so like that's that transformation. So Neptune moving into Aries is about transformation and shifts and letting go of things that are no longer serving, and having it come into Aries specifically is Aries is an action taker. So Aries is fire, and it's burning away whatever it is that we need to do so that that transformation can actually happen. And when we hang on to those things that we need to release, then we stunt our transformation. And sometimes we want to still hang on to it. We're okay with that uncomfortableness of being uncomfortable and whatever it is. And so, yeah, it's beautiful. I love how things shift. I love how things change, and where do we need to go and what do we need to do? So, yeah.
Mm, cool, absolutely, thank you. And this is, I said, I'm really excited about it because it's much more than just an astrology chat.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, for people who want astrology readings, I don't think this is the place. But if you want to know how you can use the, you know,
Energy.
the energy of the stars and things and the moon, then definitely come and join us. Now you're starting in a couple of weeks' time.
I am. So next
Right.
week, I am away for a women's retreat, where we're going to kind of dive in. It's a full moon, and so we're going to dive in for 3 days. So I'm looking forward, and completely off the grid. So there's no internet connection, nothing. It is just us, and the trees and nature, and we've had lots of crazy weather, so we don't know what it's going to look like when we get there. We've had melting, we've had snow, we've had ice storms. Like, it's been crazy. So I don't know what the weekend's going to bring in terms of like what, because normally we have opportunities to go hiking. I don't know how hikeable the trails are going to be, but we're still going to be able to connect with the nature. And then the week after, then I will be joining you here on the Friday night my time and Saturday morning
Saturday
your
morning.
time.
So
Yeah.
in 2 weeks exactly, this time
Yep.
in 2 weeks, we will be gathering to find out all about moon medicine, and how we can use it and the wisdom of the moon and the planets and everything else, of how we can use it to help us in our life. So we're not running around, and I'm speaking from a personal experience here. So we're not running around like mad chooks. Sometimes when there's a full moon around, or when there's a Mercury gone backwards or anything like that, that we can actually use it to help us in our life. I'm
Well, and even
excited.
Well, and even Mercury retrograde, like so Yasmin Bolin is somebody that I follow very much, and some of my teachings have actually come from her, and she talks about um how transformational Mercury retrogrades can actually be. The technology part is where we generally struggle, is that piece of how it's like, oh, my computer's not working, or like we were just talking before coming on, where my internet was unstable, and all those, and it's like, I don't know why. I've rebooted, I've done all the things, but it's like just all these crazy things that are going on. But like from a healing perspective, she actually has a book specifically that she talks about how to be able to use that energy to transform and make changes. So it's beautiful. Like there's lots of
But
wonderful things that we can do with this energy to help us propel forward.
like I said, I'm looking forward to it, and I know there's quite a few others who are as well. Now, for anyone, of course, who is listening who is a Sacred You tribe member, all you got to do is fill in a quick join the tribe form, which you will find pinned to the top of the village in Telegram. And for anyone who's not a Sacred You member, I mean, what are you waiting for? Come and join us. $1. $1 is all it takes to join us. And for that, you get 2 weeks to try out the Moon Medicine Circle, plus all of our other tribes. You can try out our other tribes. We've got, I don't know, about up to 20 other tribes that you can check out just for $1. Then after that, depending on, we've got different ranges of membership, but we're offering 50% off our normal membership for the lifetime that you are a member. So it's roughly about $15 a month. And that is such a huge thing because you get so much wisdom. So
There
much
is.
for 50.
And before signing up as a tribe member, I kind of tested the waters and checked things out with some of the other tribes, and have been connecting with some of the other things and others that is like, okay, that time's not necessarily the best time for me, so I need to figure things out. But I've also learned since then that we can actually catch those replays, so I can go back and have a listen to some of the ones that I can't physically attend because of different reasons, and including time changes, time differences. But yeah, so like that's I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, so everything is recorded, as you said, and those replays are available for all our members. And yes, the wonderful time changes we've got for here, we've got one more time change to go through tonight, and then 6 months of relative sanity till we do it all again. But because we are global, yes, we've got tribes at all different times that don't suit everyone. I know that because we've all got different lives, but the replays are there. Thank you, Rollie. Thank you ever so much for coming on. And, 2 weeks will go fast. And this
It
time,
will.
2 weeks, we will be learning all about how we can use the medicine of the moon, the medicine of the planets, and everything else out there that can really help us to navigate this life that can be very challenging, very
It,
different experiences. Fun.
absolutely.
It can also be fun.
Yes.
Well, so thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you would like to share before we
There
go?
isn't anything else that I can think of, other than sharing the love that I'm going to have a new grandbaby sometime within these next few weeks. So I may be snuggling with a baby during one of our circles, depending on what it is that's going on, in order to support mom. But I'll definitely be here.
Wonderful. Good stuff. Thank you. And enjoy your retreat and your new baby, grandbaby. Take care.